Guys, in this lecture we will be looking at genes and instincts. In the last classes we have learned on different types of biases, various environmentalists, psychologists and reached conclusion theories. Let us make clear what genes and instincts are all about. Genes and instincts. A natural or inherent aptitude, impulse or capacity had an instinct for the right word. A largely inheritable and unalterable tendency of an organism to make a complex and specific response to environmental stimuli without involving reason. And also, behavior that is mediated by reactions below the conscious level. For example, if you take the case of a cat, that though how much high from above it jumps down, the distance it covers doesn't affect it anyhow or hurt it at least. It's quite amazing that it comfortably comes to a halt on its right position legs or paws. This is an instinct. To take the case of a shark for another example, even after its birth into this world, it has to hunt on its prey for its survival. It is also an instinct. Each bias defined here in all these classes are the bias just like these kinds of instincts. We should think how this happens to all of us or the human beings. We should think how this happens to all of us or the beings or the other beings. It could be a behavior or characteristics. It could be a behavior or characteristics inherited through genes and never changeable tendency of an organism. All human beings have got these genes instincts. All human beings have got these genes instincts. Clearly said once more, we inherit from our forefathers through genes these instincts. For more example, we can opt to take wild animals for analysis to make the point clearer. Giraffe is a long-necked animal having very long legs. It's herbivorous, eating leaves and plants in the forests. However, a small and young giraffe doesn't have its legs and neck very long at its birth time. But when it becomes independent and gets mature, its legs and the neck also become enlarged or long. Why is it so? It's because of the function of genes in it. When two giraffes mate, if there is a difference in the gene belonging to one of them, we can identify that difference in the offspring after the female giraffe giving birth to it. All we have inherited these kinds of talents, aptitude, capacity, impulse or thinking ability, patience, high intelligence quotient, etc. Or certain people know what to do according to what situation. This is also an instinct. What is felt in the mind would be 100% apt to the situation or nature. Again, let us examine the case of human beings. Since human beings came into existence on the earth, it has been 200,000 years. We know that our great forefathers had been risk takers, then even thousands of years ago. But they mightn't have tried new things, nor innovations. They survived by taking risky tasks those days, like hunting, which they used to do constantly. So they didn't use to try new things in their lives. We shall check if there could be something, status for bias, the things we used to do continually. Example, from a shop, a person constantly purchases things and after days, he can't make any purchase from there or that shop, then he feels a little concerned about it. Those days, people had a system or scenario like the status quo bias. They used to do repeatedly what they used to. They didn't try new things. Though having not tried new things during that time, They got survived because of them having bias. Let us check again what anchoring effect is. It's actually a feeling. If we buy a share now and hold it on hand, sometimes it ends in huge loss or we can't make that much profit out of it. But those days, many years back, during the old times of flood or drought like natural disasters, they could have precautions. It's because of those precautions they took then. It is because of those precautions they took then that they couldn't hit survival. It is because of those precautions they took then that they could hit survival. We can see here the factor of anchoring effect. We can see here the factor of anchoring effect impacting here. These are certain instances for it. Why our generation has reached up to these successful ages only on account of the fact that our forefathers could have been surviving all tough times like natural disasters and other difficulties through their instincts which they got by way of genes. We inherit our forefathers' skills, capacities or instincts through genes. Yet, nowadays, there could be some shortcomings in our capacities, or someone may think that olden days capacities or skills are not up to the mark nowadays. It is said that now it has been 200,000 years since the origin of humans. But civilization came into existence only almost 500 years ago. That means people started living in communities or groups as families. Now it's almost 200 years since industrialization impacted us. All these are evolutions. The old generation people's skills are inherited to us too. In such a situation, as per the status quo bias, if we buy a stock and sell it on the bias, sometimes our stock would meet a loss or profit on holding it long. Such a feeling happens. This is a process we should do on repetition. Let us check an example in the case of evolution. There is a software as facial recognition of Google. It's superb. We have seen in films such facial recognition situation on cameras, like, for example, a murderer living in hide somewhere. But even though there are differences in the case of spectacles or beard or mustache about that murderer, we don't go into checking them often. Another example is that a baby can identify its mother through her facial recognition. A baby can identify its mother through this facial recognition. A baby can identify its mother through this facial recognition. A baby can identify its mother through this facial recognition. This ability of recognition has been secured throughout the thousands of years past and is being inherited still. This has happened through evolution. Our old generation people survived by going for hunting. Nowadays, we all have got the new facilities like jobs. All people need money, which is quite essential to survive and for development in every sense. Though our lifestyle has been changed from that of our forefathers, their skills, capacities, or clearly said, instincts are inherited to us fully, and those traits are still with us. Anchoring effect, confirmation bias. Such kinds of biases are examples of these inherited instincts. This phenomenon cannot be removed from our minds. To remove the kind of biases is impossible. See, some people lead their lives with the help of this bias. For others, this same is felt somehow difficult too. This is all about genes and instincts. The instincts that we have got would help us in our business marketing. We shall check what instincts we have got. So realize that all these skills or characteristics are already inherited. That's all. Thank you.